in this video, firstly we are going to see what is the scope of a variable, and then we will cover some few examples which will help you get a better clarity of all those concepts that we have learned in the particular playlist of introduction to Kotlin. Okay, so what is scope of a variable? A scope of a variable is its visibility, or a visibility of a particular variable within a piece of code. So let us understand this with an example. Okay, so suppose this is a block of code 1. Okay, so and then there is a for loop, and then inside the for loop there is a block of code 2. So as the variable a is defined in the main function outside the for loop, so the variable a is visible to code 1 as well as the code 2. Okay, so the code 1 is this thing and the code 2 is particularly this thing. Okay, or I can say the code 1 includes this also. So basically the code 2 is the for loop, and because the variable b is initialized in the for loop inside the loop body, and so it is visible only to the code b and not the code 1, and hence it should be used by this loop body only. Okay, so the variable b cannot be used outside, so I cannot use b is equals to 20 here. Okay, when I do so, it shows an error here because the b variable is not visible to outside the loop. Okay, similarly when I define a function, okay, a function outside the main function, and I use some variables in the other function, so the variables which I have used in the other function are not visible to the main function and the body and the body of the main function. Okay, so this is about the scope of a variable. Okay, so now moving forward, we will write a Kotlin program to find a factorial of a particular number, of a particular number. Okay, so Kotlin program to find factorial of a number. So in this program you will learn to find the factorial of a number using for loop, or you can use while loop also. And okay, so what is a factorial? So a factorial of a number n can be given by n factorial, and it is equals to 1 into 2 into 3 into 4 and so on till n. Okay, so now we have to think that how should we proceed in this particular question. So for thinking this, firstly I should think that one loop is required. Okay, we cannot manually multiply the number with 2 and 3 and 4. Okay, also the particular factor should be multiplied with the I, with the incrementer. Okay, so in this program we should use loop to loop through all the numbers between 1 to the given number. Okay, whichever number has been given, and the product of each number till the number is stored within a variable. It must be stored within a variable. Okay, so as we did in the as we did for finding the sum. So initially I'll declare the main function. Okay, inside the main function there is a value num, and that is defined 10. So I have to find the factorial for the particular number 10. Now I should define a particular variable, let's say factorial. Okay, variable, let's say factorial, in which the factorial is going to be stored. Okay, now this factorial Okay, instead of 10 I'll do it 5. Okay, so this factorial should be equals to 1 on in the starting, because this is multiplication. If this was a sum, as we did in the sum of n natural numbers, we would have initialized it with 0, because we would be adding something to it. Now we would be multiplying something to it, so we have initialized it as 1, because anything multiplied to 1 is the particular thing. Okay, similarly anything added to the 0 is the particular number. Okay, now after declaring a factorial variable, we should use the for loop. Okay, so for now, from where we have to iterate, so I have to iterate from 1 to the number particular. Okay, so from I to the number, the factorial, okay, the factorial is equals to the factorial into number. Okay, so from starting we can see that what is 2 factorial or what is 1 factorial. I'll say 1 factorial. 1 factorial is 1. Okay, now what is 2 factorial? 2 factorial is 2 into 1 factorial. And what is 3 factorial? 3 factorial is 3 into 2 into 1, and 2 into 1 is basically 2 factorial. Now what is 4 factorial? 4 factorial is 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. Now what is 4 into 3 into 2 into 1? 4 into 3 into 2 into 1. So what is 3 into 2 into 1? 3 into 2 into 1 is 3 factorial. Okay, so I can say that the factorial is equals to the previous factorial into the current number, or instead of number I should have said here I. Okay, that was my fault. So what I can do here is I can just write factorial into equals to I. Okay, clear. And at the end I should write the print function. So print ln factorial of the number is equals to factorial, so the factorial variable. Now what I should do is I should run this program. Okay, so what is 5 factorial? 5 factorial is basically 120. 4 factorial is 24. Okay, so this program gives that factorial of 5 is 120. So we have successfully made a program which prints the factorial of a particular number. Okay, so that is all for this video. Stay tuned.